Hello. Good evening, everybody. What a wonderful night it's going to be tonight. I'd love to welcome you all here. We have got such a lot of things that we are going to enjoy together this evening. I'd like to welcome not only our Christian Artist family that have been here all week, but I'd also like to welcome our 100 extra special guests that have come for our special celebration this evening, celebrating Ray and Lean. So let's give them a round of applause for our new people that are with us. Show that they're part of our family. Show that they're welcome here today. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Vicky. I will be your MC for this evening, again. And it's still my pleasure to host this evening for you. We really do hope that you have a great evening. Tonight we have got some of Europe's leading artists. I get to say that because it's true. Some of Europe's leading artists on this stage tonight, alongside some of Europe's upcoming leading artists, our young talent. I'm very excited to see how these two groups are going to mix together today, and I'm sure that we're going to have a really good time together. And for those that might be unsure tonight, we do perform mainly in English, and most of the announcements will be in English because we come from so many different countries across Europe that this is our common language. So if you need interpretation, find somebody that can interpret for you, and we will enjoy the time together. So, without much further ado, my very first people that I would like to introduce to the stage they've just got here, actually. They got here today. I'm really excited. They're just dropping in to say hi and to open up this evening's entertainment for us. It's Janus Manupati. I probably said that wrong, I'm sorry. And he's from the Netherlands. It's his first time here. He's here with friends, Dennis on drums, Wouter on bass, and they're going to play a few songs for us tonight. Introduce him a little bit for you. He is a pianist who spends most of his time supporting other artists to tell their own stories. But also, he's just released an album that tells his own story too. And he loves to mix gospel, groovy jazz, rhythm and blues, hip-hop, and also old hymns together, mixing faith with his artistry too. So why don't we give him a massive round of applause as we spend the night together. Off we go.
everybody. Yes, can you hear me? Yes, right. So some of you probably knew these songs. And the reason for me to start with these songs because it sings about how great our Lord is and how everything that He's exalted in the heavens. And that's the reason why we're here. That's the reason why I make music, is to praise our God in the heavens and earth. And yeah, and that's the statement at least I wanted to make at the beginning of this time. So the number I now want to play is a number, it's an old hymn, which I grew up with when I was very young. For all the Dutchies, we sung Johannes de Heer. So I'm gonna play some sounds from Johannes de Heer. So for all the Dutchies, I hope you noticed the numbers, right? The next song, it's a song, and the name is Conversation. It's a number I wrote, and the inspiration I got was sometimes when you pray, you can have the feeling that you're actually having a conversation with God. And that's what I try to capture, at least in music. En als laatste nummer is een nummer dat... oh, sorry. The last number is a number that's all about God and who He is, and He has a lot of names. But one of the things when I think of God is all about unconditional love, right? Whatever you do, whatever happens in your life, with God there's unconditional love, and that inspired me to write this song. And I need your help, so maybe you can hit the beat, Dennis. Give me the... Oh yeah, need to keep the mic. So maybe you can give him a little bit of an applause for everything he's done. So that's Dennis Scheffer. If you can play the bass. Yes, that's louder. So I heard a lot of people sing today already. So maybe you can help me out right now with this song, because it goes like this. Unconditional love. You can do that, right? So come on. Unconditional love. Okay, yeah, come on, keep on. Unconditional love. Oh yeah. Unconditional love. So every time when we play this melody, you can do it around with us. Unconditional love. And maybe for the people, I heard people already building and multi-vocals on top of it. So you can do your best. So. Woo. Thank you.
You know, one of the things I love is when you get a good hook stuck in your head. And what a better hook than unconditional love? I'm going to go home thinking about God's unconditional love over and over again. Thank you so much for that. So, what I do need to say is that if you do need translation this evening, we do have translators in the building. Good news, hooray! And if that's you, if you would like some translation from English into French or English into German, then if you head to the back of the hall, then we can sort that out for you. Our next artist this evening, well, I want to call him an artist, but I also want to call him an artisan. And I also want to call him an absolutely multi-talented, multi-diverse artist. He's brilliant. There's not an awful lot that he can't actually design. It's Etienne Valery, and we met him just the day before yesterday. And he started off his career as an architect, as a land designer, landscape designer, and all sorts of things like that. But he figured that his actual passion, what he really, really wanted to do, was to be an artist full time. So he gave up his job, he started doing paintings, he's transferred into doing jewelry making, he makes wedding rings, and he just loves to try his hand at anything, really. He also does sculpture, he teaches a bit, he does all sorts of different things. And he says that his biggest gift is the gift of wonder. That is the gift that God has given him. When he looks around the world, he looks for beauty. And he can see that in people, he can see that in nature, in just everyday things too. And he says that it's our job to make sure we keep looking out for that wonder in life. So let's see some of your work, and we'll welcome Etienne to the stage now.
Yeah, it's better like this. Good evening, everybody. We're going to directly start together. So, why is it on the screen? All right. Yeah. Okay. So the first series I want to present to you, it's about the monocotyledon. It's the grass, the bamboo. What I wanted to express is the power of growth and the multiplication of cells that we can find in the nature and that nobody can stop, hopefully. And there is also another second reign of vegetable apogee. It's the dicotyledons. It's the world of trees. And in this kind, I wanted to express all the years that the tree, every year I get a circle more. And I express this also in the big panels. Like this is 1 meter by 1 meter in spruce wood. So it's carved inside. This one is 2 by 2. And then I burn them in the fire, and I brush them again in metals, and I burn them again, I brush, and then I paint it in oil inside, and I put a frame in steel. This is also the world of trees. When the old trees become more and more big, inside it's empty, past water. You have different kind of also sculpture that impressed me the time of the human being invented the wheel, how it fast the evolution started. And I have different kind of sculpture that express the aura of someone, the halo you can find on the Orthodox Russian paintings. I'm very influenced by that. And that's the fact that we can keep the presence of the Holy Spirit in a piece of art. This one is also 1 meter bright and very heavy pieces. These are also the holy, the halo of a person is present. And then I also work about the earth, the flowers, and also some sculpture about this is a well of truth. And I'm also influenced a lot by the shells and all the life in the sea, how they grow, how they get bigger, and inspire me a lot in every pieces of wood or ever. And another series is about the crown of Christ, which is also an alliance. And I find this symbol so powerful. And one day I tried to make one and put on my head. Try it. I think what he did, it's amazing. And also by paintings with ink, Chinese ink, and Brut de Noir and gesso, or by engraving stuff, etching with Ecoline and rice paper. And all this technique we can also try with gold leaves to express the Holy Spirit. And it engaged me to the fact that the subject I work the most is the Trinity. And the Trinity is endless. You can find so many ways that also give me so much joy to create. Also by a stained glass style. One of my dreams is to make one day a church with all the stained glasses to do. And these are acrylic painting on canvas. They are 1 meter, 2 meters high. And you have always, with the three columns, Father, the Jesus, and the Holy Spirit on the left. And it's always starting from the blue for God and the Jesus and white for the Holy Spirit. And you have always the unity inside. The Spirit kept everything in one pieces. This is also in spruce wood to express the stained glasses, or in a simple sculpture with very simple line, we can have very powerful a presence. And yeah, I love this. This is 3.5 meters bright. And then an animal that I'm fascinated, and we have a lot in Switzerland. It's the deer and his antler. For me, this animal expressed me a lot, the Christ and the crown. And I want to work more next year about this animal. And this is a Japanese stamp, which is an image of the book of the books. And the deer is the Jesus, and the church is the woman. Another series is about, in fact, my work of before. It's a series about plants that I duplicated as a monotype. And this monotype, I put it on a canvas, and then I paint with oil on it. And I have to press 5,000 kilo to print a plant. It's 5 tons. And then I have a perfect, exact, also the cells of a leaf perfectly designed. And then we can do many things and graphic and abstract paintings, however. And this series is called Genetic Engineering. I added the name art in genetic because it was like an engaged work, because I'm not agreed that we changed the DNA code in the seeds, but we can do many things beautiful without changing the earth, which is already perfect. And I also take some joy to just duplicate Legos, and we can do many crazy things. And my actual work is now, I'm painting engraved cupboard on carton. I ink them and I print and etching. And the result is really amazing. We don't need a copper plate, which is quite expensive. And then the last, it's a series of jewelry that I did for men. Jewelry with silver or gold. And I always mix natural material inside. And especially wood. We have different kind of wood inside. And yeah, I find them beautiful. And it's still a very beautiful symbols of alliance again. And this is with 2 human beings. And then came the wedding rings. I was not thinking to do this, but yeah, I'm fascinated by the circle and to do wedding rings. it's really grateful, and it's also a job that which one I can earn some money when some paintings are not sold. So yeah, it's cool. And customer can choose if they want everything which is natural. Sometimes they come with me. He has bones of his dog, and okay, and I do with bones and nails, corn, amber, coral, everything what we can, which is natural. I'm interested, and it's always a project, and I love that, and it's really grateful. Voila. Thank you for your attention.
Wow. Wow, so much beautiful work, so much really beautiful work. If you'd like to see some more of our artists' work, we do have an exhibition just outside of this room, just here, and you're welcome to go and look around that, not whilst the performances are on in here. Well, you could if you wanted to, but we'd rather that you were in here. So you're welcome to go and see that. That's only going to be available for another evening tonight. So we do ask any artists that have any work out there to make sure that that gets taken down before you go to sleep, hopefully tonight. And then so that it's all tidied, ready to take home tomorrow. So our next artists are, well, very, very familiar faces to us here at CA. We've seen them quite often this week supporting other artists up on the stage. It's Tobias and Natil Kerkoven. And they are lovely people. I've enjoyed getting to know them a little bit this week. And it's a real blessing to us that we get to hear them in their own right this evening, not just supporting other artists, but performing their own styles too. Tobias plays and teaches guitar. He loves to jam with other musicians, but his real passion is to create experimental electronic music. And that's what he's going to perform for us tonight. Natil, on the other hand, is a gospel vocalist, and she's a gifted worship singer, and she's passionate about music, teenagers, and the English language. She has a wealth of performance experience. She loves to sing in church. She often sings at weddings, and she often sings up on our stage here at Christian Artists too. So one of the things I asked was, how is it that a husband and wife can support each other when they have such different styles that they like to play in? And Tobias gave me some really good marriage advice in that. He said, sometimes you have to put, well, most of the time you have to put the other person first. You let them take the spotlight. You do whatever it takes to support them in so they can have a shining moment. And then that's your turn too, that they will do the same thing for you. So hopefully this evening we're going to see how that works out on the stage. We're going to see both of them perform the way that they love to perform best. And I'm really excited to see what that's going to look like. Are we ready? No. Okay. Well, good job, because I've got something else that I want to say. Could you turn the house lights up for 1 second for me, please? Thank you. Oh, you're beautiful. Look at you all. So we've been here, some of us have been here for most of the week, others are just here for the first time today. And I wondered if you could turn to the person next to you and think about one thing that you've seen or that you've heard or that's really inspired you this week, and chat to them about it for, as long as it takes for this to get plugged in. And then we'll see what things we're taking home with us as well. Off you go.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all of the time that you get. I hope that you had some great conversations. And without much further ado, we're going to hand over to some very exciting very experimental, very brilliant music from our good friend Tobias. So can you put your hands together and hear what we've got next?
I don't really know why, I can figure out I've been feeling so low. I don't really know why, I can figure out why I'm feeling so low. Never really know why, all I think about is how bad it could go. And I really don't know, no. When I really don't know. I get these thoughts inside my head. What if I don't have what it takes? What if things don't ever change? I get these thoughts inside my head. What if I don't have what it takes? What if things don't ever change? What if you're holding me up? What if your love is enough? What if the power in your name can do anything? And what if you're making me strong? What if you were there all along? What if I'm right where you want me? Everything I'm going through, you understand, I know you see it. Everything I think I'll do is in your hands, and I believe it. I don't really know why, I feel like I keep letting it down. There's nothing that can separate me from you when I believe it. When I believe that. What if you're holding me up? What if your love is enough? What if the power in your name can do anything? And what if you're making me strong? What if you were there all along? What if I'm right where you want me? I get these thoughts inside my head. What if I don't have what it takes? What if things don't ever change? Then I remember what you said, you will fulfill your promises, and all my questions go away. I hear these thoughts inside my head. What if I don't have what it takes? What if things don't ever change? Then I remember what you said, you will fulfill your promises, and all my questions go away. What if you're holding me up? What if your love is enough? What if the power in your name can do anything? And what if you're making me strong? What if you were there all along? What if I'm right where you want me? What if you're holding me up? What if your love is enough? What if the power in your name can do anything? And what if you're making me strong? What if you were there all along? What if I'm right where you want me? Where I need to be.
Not promise anything. I'm gonna try some. later this evening.
So I've just been sitting here thinking, and I was just watching, and it reminds me of how God created the world. I've got literally no idea how it happened, but it's brilliant. Thank you so much. So our next artist this evening is going to share some of his work with us. He's a dear, dear friend of ours. We saw him perform last night. It is Arthur Perienne, and he's from the Netherlands, and we know him as our beloved clown. And that is actually his art form. I'm not just being rude. And he is a master communicator. He oozes joy, curiosity, playfulness, and real sincerity. And he goes all around the world to lots of different places, lots of different communities to share some of his art form with them and try and make people feel better and put a smile on their face. Tonight he's going to share some of the work that he's done just recently, and that was with his daughter, so it was a really, really precious project, and I'm really looking forward to hearing him actually explain some more about the art form that he does. So let's give a really warm welcome to our friend Arthur.
Hello, everybody. My name is Arthur Perienne. I was forgotten. Arthur Perienne. Arthur Perienne. It's nice to be here on stage. It's not the first time I'm here on stage for you on CA, but I think maybe it's the 15, 16, 17, I didn't count. But I always be very happy as I can perform here for you. But, so as she said, normally I'm here on stage for you as a clown. But you see, I'm here as myself. It's really a pity. But so I shall not perform as a clown, bitterly, but I shall also not perform as myself. So that's, you can be quiet. The reason I'm here, she thought I want to show or tell you something about a performance I made last month with my daughter, Leonie. But I better have to say my daughter made this performance with me. And I must say it's the most beautiful performance we have ever made together. And it's also the first performance we have made together. So of course it's the most beautiful and also the most ugly. She's also my only child. I always say you are my beautiful, most beautiful girl, but you are my only girl, so you are also my most ugly girl. Yes, it's the truth. You are everything. Of course, it would be more nice to show the whole piece for you on this stage tonight for you, but it's more as 40 minutes, and I've only 12. And the structure of the piece is also made that it's not possible to show you a little part from it. So, but happily there was a photographer who made some pictures of it, and there was a cameraman, and those cameramen made a video registration from it, and so happily I can show you some pictures and the video registration. So let's start. How does it work? Zigger. The next one. How do I do? The next one. Just This is me with my daughter. Then she was 9 years old. If I say next, you can do the button. It's on a holiday in Sweden. My daughter Leonie took the initiative for this play. Yes. Just you, sometimes you put on a button when you want. Yes? The text and pictures don't mix. So it's easy. So Zeger is responsible when it is not. She is 16 years old here, and it's in Venice. My daughter Leonie is a student theater teaching at the high school in Leeuwarden. Yeah! The cultural capital of Europe. And for her graduation, she had to make a play. In December, she came to me and she asked me if I would join her in making a performance together with her. I had to play myself, but I also had to play the clown. Of course, I was very honored she asked me this, and it felt for me as a great privilege. The theme she wanted to investigate was childishness versus adulthood. The research question was, looking to the world full of wonder as a child, this is the lesson my father taught me, is beautiful, but it also can be an escape from reality. Character traits. Ik zeg, kan het iets something higher? Ik moet ontzettend bukken, man. En ik ben dan zo klein, moet ik verdorie toch bukken. Een van de weinige voordelen die je hebt als je klein bent. Lul. Isn't she beautiful? Okay. Yeah, this is good. Thank you very much. He's my slave. Zeger, zeger. I have to go on. I have only 12 minutes. The character traits of a child and also of a clown, like playfulness, physicality, emotionality, shamelessness, absurdism, fantasy, freedom, impulsivity. All those character traits can be in conflict with the character traits of an adult, like seriousness, rationality, shame, logic, constraint, and to define borders. How did we make this play? Leonie wanted to make a montage-like play with little text. First, we had some serious talks in which we asked serious questions to each other. What are you ashamed of about the other? And what are you proud of about the other? Can you tell some nice anecdotes, Zeger? I have still bukken. Can you take the picture? Can you take it? I have really do it really. Can you take this? And then, okay, thank you. It's much better. Now, where else? Yes, thank you. Can you tell some anecdotes you will always remember? And what is a secret of you would never tell to the other? These stories gave us inspiration and images on which we have improvised. At the end, we have merged these improvisations to display in a logical way. You can now put the other dia, please. Yes, thank you. Yes. Don't laugh, please. No. The performance takes place in the here and now. There is unity of place and time. The location is the attic of my home, a place where I keep all my theater props and clothes, and where my daughter and I played a lot when she was young. But now she is not a child anymore. She has become an adult. She is 21. She is not playing anymore. Okay. Okay. And the last. And then we got the applause. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Those were the pictures. Now I will show you the video registration. And registration. And I put off the sound so you don't will hear our voices or the music or the laughter of the public, because it disturbs when I tell you what it's about. So I put off the noise and I tell you under each scene what it's about, and so we can scroll through the show so it will be ready in 12 minutes. 12 minutes going in now. Okay. How do you do that? Oké. En dan moet ik dan scrollen en tegelijk lezen. How do I do that? Can I be... I have to book... Wait, am I so this way? Wait a moment. I have to be more shorter than I was. I like Tyrion Lannister, you know him? Yes. Thank you. Where was it? Next page. In the beginning of the play, we see my daughter Leonie. Leonie is the former child, but now she has become an adult. She lives in the real world without fantasy. The people is coming in and she appoints everything she observes. And she calls it how it is by the name. And also the people she knows, she calls them by the name. Like blonde hair, grey trousers, yellow floor, Zeger Bergsma. Okay, she calling how it is. Then, okay? How do we do it? Kun je vasthouden? Ik kan vast. Okay, then, okay, I scroll through. I scroll through. Yes, because okay, there the clown is coming. Yes, you see, pop. Okay. Light, please. Now, Tup the clown appears. The clown represents the child and the playfulness. Tup, that's my name as a clown is Tup, takes over the naming of the things by Leonie, but Tup names the things not as they are, but with fantasy. He plays with it. So the yellow floor is a yellow plastic sea, and a blue circle is a big eye which sees and knows everything. Okay, now I scroll through. Okay, yeah, you see the clown there doing funny things, and now he's gone. Okay. Here my daughter Leonie standing alone. And the clown has disappeared in his fantasy new world. Leonie stands alone. She tells about the raising by her father and about the happy, playful and fantasyful part of it, about her happy use with her fathers. She honors her education of her father, but at the end, the monologue ends with the sentence, but now I am 21, I'm not playing anymore. Okay, I scroll through. Up at the pop. Okay, she's all telling about the father and okay, oh, there's the clown already. Tub arrives with a table on his back. He wants to play with Leonie as if she was still a child. Leonie hesitates. She hasn't the desire and the courage to play anymore. But Tub seduces her, and finally they have a lot of fun behind the table with a little sponge. It's a very comical clown act we made. Okay, I have to scroll through. Okay, here you see I do it a little, not so quick, so you can see it a little. So he seduces her, da-da-da, Leonie comes, sitting there, and then how they have fun, a spot on it, and now they have fun with a sponge, da-da-da-da, laughing, ha, 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 publiek, ha, ha, ha. Okay. Okay, you see the table has changed into, to change the costume. Encouraged by this success, Tub the clown goes on and he wants to perform the little dance he did in former times with Leonie when she was 10 years old. He overrules her and finally she also joins in this dance of her father. Okay. Also, I did this dance also a little part a few times ago here on stage, alone. Alone, okay. I scroll through. Tuppence changes, ta-da, clothes flowing through the air, ta-da-ga-da-da-ga-dum. And Tub, whoa! He's dancing, ta-da-da-da-dum, pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. It goes on public, laughing, laughing, and there you see the girl, Leonie, ta-da-da-da-dum. They do a dance, very funny, people laughing a very lot. Ta-dam, pam, 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 pam. And at the end, Leonie, you see, she is losing herself totally into the dance. Even kijken, waar zijn we? Okay, at the end of the dance, Leonie loses herself totally in it. After the dance, Leonie receives a very big applause of the audience and of course from Tub the clown, who overloads her with compliments and gives her flowers. After this dance, Tub is tired and he disappears backstage. Wow, it's very bad of him. So you see, he gone, toodledokie, he's away and his daughter alone. His daughter full of shame because she is looking so stupid. Immediately she turns and now she asked to her Tub, who also seems to be his father, her father, serious questions. She changed, blah, 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 I said it, big life questions about her life to Tub. But for Tub the clown, these questions are far too difficult. And he shouts from the coulisses to her, ask it to the blue circle. The blue circle sees everything and knows everything. Leonie doesn't believe this because the blue circle is fantasy, and she asks her questions to the audience, but she doesn't get an answer. Then she asks the questions to the blue circle, but it stays silent in all keys. Then she asks her questions to the other props on stage, the table, the floor, the red tutu, but nothing answers. Leonie is alone. Okay? Okay, she asks her, she's really, she asks to the public, to the blue circle, and she really philosophical questions about questions the youth are important for, about her own identity. Who am I? What's the meaning of life? Such kind of things. Much too difficult for a clown, of course. Okay, then, okay, we see the clown. Tub is coming on stage again with a huge sponge. Tup wants to continue the playing with Leonie, but Leonie doesn't want to play anymore. She wants to ask her life questions to her father and not to Tup. But Tup doesn't want to give up the playing, and he answers her serious questions on a clownesque way. This is a hilarious scene, but also very tragic. There is no communication, and father and daughter act on a different wavelengths. Leonie is getting irritated and desperate, and she asks Tup to take off his nose because she needs now her father. But Tup can't do this because his nose is his identity as a clown. Discouraged and angry, Leonie leaves the stage, and now Tup is alone and ashamed. Okay, you see Tup doing stupid. Papa, ik krijg het niet meer op een rijtje. En Tup legt alles op een rijtje en denkt dat het goed is. De sukkel. Pap, ik zit vast. Tup gaat blazen om haar hersens los te krijgen. Tup heeft geen idee. En nu krijgt hij zijn neus niet los. Tada, hij wil het niet. Oké. Yes. Okay, now Tup is alone. Now Tup has to face that his playmate has gone. He takes off his tie, his hat, and finally also his nose. He has become Arthur, and he calls his daughter, but she doesn't answer anymore. Full of shame, Arthur tells to the audience why he has chosen for a free education of his daughter. It's important for a father to love your children, but also to play with them, especially when it is your only child. I always said to Leonie, I don't only want to be a father, but also like a brother for you. Arthur tells why he has chosen, when he was 35 years old, to become a clown after a life and a career as an architect. As an architect, he felt bounded to rules, orders, and money. But as a clown, he felt free and enlightened. In the fantasy world of the clown, everything is possible and there are no borders. But at the end of his monologue, he asked himself, full of doubt, if he maybe has been too free in his education. Maybe he had to be more tough or to define more borders, because you cannot push yourself away against a sponge. Okay, the monologue, full of shame. Arthur met de billen bloot. I don't know how it is in English. Pa-ba-da-pam. Okay. Okay. Leonie is still off stage, and out of the coulisses we hear only her voice, rattling about the problems of the current youth, the standards they have to meet, the obligations they have, and the choice stress they have. After a while, Arthur can't stand this anymore, because Leonie is living in her head, and he leaves stage and takes his trumpet. Okay. Thanks to the sound of the trumpet, Leonie stops with rattling and she answers with her saxophone. On an improvised duet of the sax and the trumpet arises, and there is a renewed contact between father and daughter. A really beautiful play. Okay. Encouraged by the music, Arthur now wants, as a father, a serious conversation with his daughter. But now Leonie determines the rules of the game. Arthur is allowed to have his conversation, but only on the way she dictates it. He has to change his words with other letters. By example, mistakes has to be fish breaks, or to make has to be to fake. So the sentence, you are allowed to make mistakes, has to change in, you are allowed to fake fish breaks. In the beginning, Arthur is surprised about this new game, but from his daughter. But after a while, he gets fun in it. It's very comic, and he really becomes good at it. He even steals the show with it, with her idea for the public. Ta-da. Okay, he's having fun with her ID. Now this is the limit for Leonie. Leonie gives her father a cynical applause. And this is a reflection of the former applause Tub the clown gave to Leonie after the dance. Arthur doesn't know to react on this. And he knows nothing else to do than to change this applause into a rhythmic game with the audience. Leonie gets very angry about this. And a quarrel between father and daughter arises. And this is the first time they really see each other and communicate. Leonie blames Arthur that he doesn't take her serious with her problems and that he doesn't see her how she really is. And Arthur blames Leonie that she always retires when things are difficult and that she doesn't show herself. He says he is just very concerned about his daughter and that he gives her all the space to discover the world and herself and that he supports her in everything. The proof is that he is making this performance with her in his free time, in the way she asked him to do so, that she asked him to be a clown and to play. Now Leonie says that she also wants to play, but only on her own manner. And she says she thinks she is not good enough, and she is not allowed, therefore, to play anymore. See the quarrel, pa-ba-da-pam. Okay. Out of her anger and rage, Leonie puts on the music on a heavy metal-like music comes in. Leonie starts a dance wherein she throws all the theater clothes which were stored away in black boxes and were from our earlier child time over the floor. Also, she knocks down the blue eye, the table, the sponge, and all other attributes who are on stage. After this seemingly destructive dance, she is really exhausted. Arthur just looked at this without judgment. Very heavy metal stuff. You see, okay, she's very exhausted and exploded. Leonie tells to Arthur the name of the song and the name of the band. Arthur walks to the microphone. Maybe I shall scroll. Arthur walks to the microphone and describes his daughter the way she is, without fantasy. Just like Leonie did in the beginning with the audience. White shoes, black trousers, grey skirt, blonde hair. But then he mentions little parts of her only a father can know. 2 little birthmarks on the neck, a narrow scar above the left thumb, etc. Leonie answers this by searching the red nose between the clothes and she puts it on. By doing this, Leonie and Arthur say to each other without words, I did see you really, and I learned my lesson from you. I love you, and I accept you. Excuse me. Even if I don't always understand you, and even if you sometimes feel like a stranger for me. Yeah, the audience gave us after the show a big applause. And on the evaluation forms, the most people wrote that they laughed a lot, but they were also very moved because of the reality and the vulnerability of the actors. This performance, Child of Child On, was reviewed by the teachers of Leonie by an excellent. And we hope we can play this piece more often, and we are working on that. Okay, thank you.
Wasn't that lovely? Wasn't it really precious to see a father and daughter work together so well? Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's stunning. Let's give Zager a round of applause too, because you don't get to see much of his face. But he works so hard with his team to make tonight and all the rest of the performances happen. And he's such a lovely guy. He makes it so much more easier for all of us. Okay, so on to our next performer then. So our next performer is Heike Wetzel. She's from Germany and she plays the flute. And it's a real delight to have her with us. She has been performing as a professional musician for over 30 years. And I think that she's everything that it means to be a professional musician. She's versatile, she's committed, she's very talented, she's dedicated. And she can collaborate as well as perform as a solo artist. So she's a real all-rounder, really. She's got two major passions in life, playing her flute and investing in others to grow their musical gifting too. She's always looking for inspiration, and over the last year, she shared with me that she took an idea that she learnt here at Christian Artists to really invest in young talent and give them an opportunity to perform. So she's been doing that in her school where she works, and it's gone so well as a project that it's going to happen again next year, where the most talented performers will get to perform across the city that she comes from as well. And another Christian Artist member, Hannah Schillei, has done the publicity for that too. So really keeping it in the Christian Artist family. I said that she's passionate about collaborating with other artists. Well, tonight we're going to get to see all of her passions come together. So let's give her a really warm welcome to Heike Wetzel.
It's about 16 years ago, I met my best friend here in Dorn. And when we just came back this year, I was full of very nice memories, of course. So, and then, of course, this friend started to visit. And I had to go to the kingdom, to the island, to visit him. And we were always looking for time and for cheap flights. And of course, to say goodbye at the airport is not nice. And so you go back home in the car, and you maybe have a little bit tears in your eyes, and you're longing, and on all these things. And then I got an SMS, took him to the airport, got an SMS. Oh, I can hear close to you. This is the next song I want to play for you, and it was in the playlist of the airplane. So when you go in the airplane and you sit down, and so the people feel well and comfortable, they have a playlist and they play songs. So that was this song in the playlist, and I couldn't believe it. And it was really nice to connect like this. And later I did fly with the same airline back to England, and I had the same experience. The songs came on, and then the song Close to You was in the playlist. And I thought I'm probably the only artist sitting here in a cheap flight where they have the songs in the playlist, like Sting and everything. And I was sitting there with my song in the airplane. It was a nice feeling. So I just want to play this for you. And when you go back home tomorrow, maybe you can take it in your heart. We are a big family, and even though we go in different countries again, we are close to each other. Even now, 16 later, is more easy with WhatsApp and all the digital stuff we can connect. It was different 16 years ago. But we are close, and it's always the best friend. Jesus is with us, and even if you go travel on your own, and you are longing to have somebody next to you, close to you.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God.
Righteousness.
Wow, what a feast. What an absolute feast. I think we need to give all of those performers a massive round of applause. There were so many of them. Really well done, really well done. At the end of Heike's set, you might have noticed the dancers and the artists. That piece was put together in one of our collaboration workshops this week. So that was the very first time that that's ever been performed. And that's the work that they've been working on just in one workshop. Don't you think that that's amazing work? And that is what Christian Artists is all about. We're here so that we can learn to collaborate together, we can work together, we can learn from each other, and then we can exhibit the things that we've learned and that we've created together. So you might find that at one of our concerts, it might not be a normal 2-hour concert. You do get your value for money because you get to see so many different feasts, and it's really a really full evening of entertainment. One of our performers that you've just seen just there, our beautiful dancer, is Martina Takvisser. She's from the Netherlands. We saw her in an interview yesterday explaining some of her work and how she has innovated and changed and developed her styles over the years. She started off training in tap, ballet, modern, African, hip-hop, jazz, all of those kind of styles of dance. But she really found her home in contemporary as a style. And she's been a teacher and a performer for many years now. But I'm sure that you'll agree that she's also an innovator of movement. So I'm really glad that she had the opportunity to show not only her work live, but also some of her video work too, because she's just about to step into a season of further exploration and really see what it means to experiment with movement. So I think that's a really brave step, and I'm really proud that we got to witness the first stages of that here tonight. Could you just put the house lights on for me, just for 1 second? We've got quite a big change to go on, and you know what it means when the house lights come on. That means that that's time for us to talk to each other. So I've got a guest who's going to come up and share a game with us just now. We saw him last night performing with Arthur as one of the clowns, but we didn't get to hear very much from him. So can I invite Jan Willem to the stage, and he's going to play a game with us. And we played it the day before with Jill, and it's a good game, so I thought we'd play it again. And it's called Two Truths and a Lie. So you're going to tell us 3 facts, or only 2 of them will be facts, and 1 of them will be a complete lie. And our job together is to work out which one is the truth and which one is the lie. So after he shared them with us, if you think that something is a lie, I would like you... Ooh, what sound shall they make today? If it's a lie.
Only the lie? Only the lie?
Hoegelbergerboo!
Ask a clown to come up with an idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
So do you want to try that again?
I don't know how it went. But
Hoegelboogaboo!
Shall we try that? 1, 2, 3. That's good. That's good. So if you think that the things that he says is a lie, you can make that sound, and we'll see which one is the right answer. Jan Willem.
okay. The lies or the facts are about my youth. Story 1. There was a circus in our village, and my parents took me to there. And there was a clown's act, and well, the clowns did not ask for a volunteer. No, they took a volunteer, and it was me, and they fooled me, and since then. Yeah, no. But since then, I was afraid of clowns. But in my to become a teacher in drama, I grew over it. But in my youth, I was scared, afraid for clowns. Story 1. Story 2. Already, huh? Yes. In my youth, I want to become something. I always dreamed about becoming, well, the things I want to become was a teacher, a pilot, an acrobat, a bull, yes, and a lion. So I want to become a teacher, a pilot, an acrobat, a bull, and a lion. So that was story 2. And now story 3. As I was young, I liked to put things on fire. Don't do this at home, but I loved to have my lighter and burn grass, leaves, wood, everything I could find. And I also did it inside. And there was in the room, there was a pretty nice bouquet of flowers. It was dried, and I thought, well, that will burn pretty good. So I burned it, and it was the wedding flowers from my parents. So that was my third story.
3 stories, 2 of them are true, 1 of them is a lie. He's a very good storyteller. So if you think that being afraid of clowns is a lie, let's hear the sound now. Okay. Not many people think that that's a lie. They think that's a true story. How about when you were younger, wanting to be so many different professions when you grew up, including a bull and a lion? If you think that one is a lie, then let's make the sound. Okay, more people think that one's a lie. And how about setting fire to his mother's wedding flowers? Oh, it's a bit of a tie between number 2 and number 3. Which one is it then? Put us out of our misery. Which one is the lie?
The story that was a lie is about the clown. Too bad for my parents, but I light their wedding flowers.
So considering that you're not afraid of clowns, can you tell us really, really quickly how it was that you became a clown?
Oh.
I didn't ask you this.
No. Well, I studied to become a teacher in drama, and there were 2 weeks we could do research to anything we like. And we had a teacher who teaches the clinic clowns, the clowns who goes to hospitals. And I thought, well, that's new for me. Let's see. And so we had workshops and for clowning, and we were also allowed to come to the hospital and see what the clinic clowns are doing. And I was that touched by the effect it had. I thought, yeah, that's the way I want to make theater, not to put myself on a high level, but through my theater, the kid standing on higher level. And so then I thought I would become that. So in my last year, I did my internship as a clown, and there it started.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So that's Jan Willem. Let's give you a round of applause. It's a little bit about who you are, how you became a clown, and we can next see you in our next act, can't we? So you can go that way, and I will introduce what he's going to do. Now, he's not actually going to be a clown this evening. No. He's going to join in with our Christian artists' young talent. And this is a very special moment for us because all of our young talent are coming together for this performance, including Chesron Leeds, Jonathan, and also Michelle, who are going to play in the band for us. But they've put together for us a gospel choir for the night. It's a one-time performance. They've had one shot at preparing this for us. But I know because they're so gifted, so talented, such brilliant musicians, that this is going to be something really special for us. So why don't we put our hands together and give our young talent a massive round of applause?
hands and give Him glory. We come to lift our hands and give Him praise. We have come. We come to lift our hands and give Him glory. We come to lift our hands and give Him the praise. Sing it with me. We come to lift our hands and give Him glory.
We come to lift our hands and give Him praise.
Give Him the most highest praise. Give Him the glory. We come to lift our hands and give Him praise. Give Him the glory. Give Him the glory.
We come to lift our hands and give Him
Hey, all sing with us. We come to lift our hands and give Him glory. We've come to clap our hands and give Him the praise. We've come to clap our hands and give Him glory. Give Him the glory.
We've come to lift our hands and give Him praise.
Oh, we've come to clap our hands and give Him glory. We have come to clap our hands and give Him the praise. Give Him the glory. Give Him the highest praise. We have come. Give Him glory. Give Him the glory. Come to live. We have come to magnify our Lord. We come to lift our hands and magnify Him. We've come to bless our hands and lift and praise. We've come to do our dance and magnify Him. We've come to do our dance. We've come to dance our dance and magnify Him. We've come to do our dance and give Him the praise. We have come to do a dance. Give Him the glory. Give Him the we've come. We have given the glory. Give Him the glory. We've come. We have come. And here we come. And here we come to give our dance. We've come to do a dance. We've come to clap our hands. We've come to lift our hands. We've come. We come. We've come to live. We've come to live. We've come to live. We have. Give Him the glory. We've come to live. We've come to lift our hands. And give Him. Give Him the most highest praise. Woo! Praise His holy name and sing hallelujah. Woo! Sing hallelujah. Sing with them all the altos. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All the sopranos sing. Hallelujah. And get ready, all you tenors.
Wait a minute, we can do this together. Altos, where are the altos? Woo! What do they sing? Sing 1, 2, 3.
Hallelujah.
Come on!
Hallelujah.
Laat je horen! Come on!
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
sing that out. Hallelujah. 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 Let's lift it higher. Hallelujah. 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 Sing hallelujah. Praise the Lord, the highest praise. Hallelujah. Oh well. Hallelujah. Are you enjoying yourself tonight? We are the CA Youth Gospel Choir. Well, you've got some young talent. You've got some older young talent. You've got some older talent. And you've got really young talent. And it's really great to be here. 2 years ago, I was invited to do a gospel workshop here, and I was a young talent, and it's really special to work with these beautiful people, but also in this beautiful environment. And we just want to say thanks to Lane and Ria and all of the people working with CA for giving us this opportunity. And the next song we're gonna sing says, "What if He cares for you? What if He sees you through? And what if He died for you just to say that He loves you?" And we believe that God loves us, and He gave us our talents to spread His love all over this world. And it's quite an easy song, so I invite you to sing with us if you know it, and you will know it quite soon. And worship with us. Feel free. Thank you.
What if he sees you through? What if he dies for you? Just say he loves you. What if he cares for you? What if he sees you through? What if he died for you? Just say he loves you. What if he cares for you? What if he sees you through? What if he dies for you? To say he loves you. What if he cares for you? What if he sees you through? What if he dies for you? To say he loves you. What if he cares for you? What if he sees you through? What if he dies for you? To say he loves you. What if he cares for you? What if he sees you through? What if he dies for you? To say he loves you. What if he cares for you? And what if he sees you through? And what if he died for you? And to say he loves you. And what if he cares for you? And what if he sees you through? And what if he died for you? Oh, to say he loves you. We serve a loving God, so merciful and kind. He reaches out to say he loves you. We serve a loving God, so merciful and kind. He
voice of triumph. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And all will see how great is our God. How great is our God. Come on, sing with me. Sing with me. How great is our God. And all will see how great is our God. It's a name above all names. Name above all names. Worthy of our praise. You are worthy of our praise. And my heart will sing. My heart will sing. How great is our God. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Christian Artists Gospel Choir. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, everybody. So from one big group of young talent to another group of young talent. And this is a brother and sister who are just so gifted, it just blows my mind away. It's Emily and Victor Savorino. Now, I can't say that. You're going to have to teach me to say this one. Savorino. And they're from Germany, and they are a pianist and a jazz singer. So we're going to start off with Victor, who's going to share with us some Rachmaninoff. He's been playing since the age of 4. That's actually 10 years because he's only 14 years old. And his goal in life, according to his sister, is to make a career out of playing the piano. And tonight you're totally going to see why that's most likely to be what happens for him. Emily, his sister, she also started to play the piano at a young age when she was 3, but her big passion turned out to be singing jazz. So she's excited to have spent this week learning from lots of other people and learning loads of more experience and gaining loads more opportunities. So let's hand over to Victor, who's going to play his Rachmaninoff, followed by Emily, who's going to sing with a few others too. Let's give them a warm round of applause.
Good evening. How are you? Sorry, I can't hear you. This is good. So first I will play alone and then with my sister.
So I'm the sister, and now we will sing "What About Us" from. So I will sing. Now, "What About Us" from Pink.
We're searchlights we can see in the dark. We are rockets pointed up at the stars. We are rebellions of beautiful hearts. And you sold us down the river too far. What about us? What about all the time you said you had the answer? What about us? Ow. What about all the broken happy ever afters? What about us? What about all the family out in a disaster? What about us? What about love? What about trust? We are problems that want to be solved, and we are children that need to be loved. We are willing, we came when we called. So many fooled us, enough is enough. Ah, what about us? What about all the time you said you had the answer? What about us? What about all the broken happy ever after? Ah, what about us? What about all the planet out in a disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? And sticks and stone, they may break these bones, but then, are you ready? I am ready. It's the start of us waking up. Come on, are you ready? I am ready. I don't want control. I want to let go. Now it's time to let them know. What about us? What about all the time you said you had the answer? What about us? What about all the broken happy ever after? Ah, what about us? What about all the plans that out in a disaster? What about us? What about trust? What about love? What about us? What about trust? What about love? What about us? What about trust? What about love? What about us? What about trust? What about love?
Thank you. And now we will sing "Who's Loving You" from Jackson 5, and we thought that with the saxophone it will be nice. So. Thank you, thank you.
Victor, Emily, and Paul there. Wow, what great work, what great work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got some really good news and I've got some not so good news. Which would you like first? I'm going to go with the not so good news. So the not so good news is that this is our last night at Christian Artists together this year. Really sad. But the good news is that we've got some time with Hannah coming up, we've got some time with Len and Ria coming up, and we've also got to party the night away with Paul and his band too. So there's still some more left to go, but we're nearly at the end of our time together. And because we're nearly at the end of our time together, I've got one last opportunity to find out some more things about you. So please, can we turn the house lights up one last time? I know you hate this bit, but I really like this bit, and I've got the microphone, so you have to do what I say. Please. So, we're going to play one more game together, and this game is called Would You Rather? So I'm going to give you some options. I'm going to give you two choices, and you have to decide whether you would rather do option 1 or do option 2. And if you would rather do option 1, I would like you to stand up, and if you'd rather do option 2, I would like you to stay sitting down. Understand? So we'll give it a go. The very first one then. Would you rather be invisible or be able to fly? Be invisible or be able to fly? So if you would rather be invisible, stand up. And if you'd rather fly, stay sitting down. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Much more people would rather fly. Sit back down. That's probably one of my dreams too, is to be able to fly. Okay, number 2 then. Would you rather have hands where your feet should be or feet where your hands should be? So stand up if you would rather have hands where your feet should be, and stay sitting down if you'd rather have feet where your hands should be. Hands where your feet should be. Oh, it's about half and half this time. About half and half. Nice. Okay, sit back down then. Okay. Next one. Would you rather either eat one type of food every meal for the rest of your life? So it can be your favorite food. It doesn't have to be something you don't like, but there can only be one for the rest of your life. Or would you rather never be able to taste the same flavors twice? So you might like it one day, but you'll never ever get the chance to eat it again. So the first one is stand up if you would like to have your favorite food for every single meal for the rest of life, and stay sitting down if you'd only get to have it once and then it's gone forever. Ah, so looks like most people would rather have lots of choice and try new things over and over again. Brilliant. Sit down. Okay. Last one of this game then is, would you rather only be able to sing one song, just one song, or only be able to sing like 2 words of each song and have to move on to the next one? So for those of you that really like to belt out a full song, you can only do that one for the rest of your life, or you can do little snippets of one after the other after the other. What would you rather? So stand up if you'd like to do one big long song that lasts forever, or lots of little ones, stay sitting down. Interesting. Oh, last vote's at the very end there. Any more? Interesting. So sit back down again. So most people would like a little bit of everything. And you know what? I'm not really surprised by that, because at Christian Artists, we're kind of used to having a little bit of everything. We like a little bit of a buffet, and we like to try lots of different styles. So thank you for playing the game with me. You are safe. You don't have to play any more games with me tonight. And I'm going to introduce our next artist. Now, our next artist, we've seen her lots and lots of different times this week, for those that have been here for the week. She has been singing alongside many, many of our other artists, and it's Hannah Featherstone. She's British, she's a singer-songwriter, and she lives half the time in England, half the time in France. I've heard her speak both languages, and it's beautiful. I love it. She's been developing her vocal experience from a really young age, and she's not afraid to try new styles or to push her vocal experience and experiments to the max to see what her voice can do. She's at home singing pop, jazz, soul, but she also loves to improvise with other musicians, and we've seen that a lot this week too. Tonight she's going to perform 4 tracks, all of which are on her brand new album that she's released just now. It's as new as it can get. So if you need a copy of that, which I'm sure you do, then see her at the end, and it'd be great if we could support her with that too. And she's going to sing 2 songs tonight that use loop pedal, loop pedal, and she's also going to do 2 songs with Torsten on cello and Corinne on drums too. So a real eclectic mix there. We're going to love it. Let's put our hands together for Hannah Featherstone.
Springing out from nowhere, stepping into nothing, turning into no one. Springing out from nowhere, stepping into nothing, turning into no one. Springing out from nowhere, stepping into nothing, turning into no one. Springing out from nowhere, stepping into nothing, turning into no one. Give me your name, give me your tag, give me your label, give me your tab, give me your stamp, give me your card, give me your visa, give me your pass. Here you are. In a nutshell, show me who you are. What's in the name of it to keep us on plain? It's different notes from the same refrain. Everyone tries to differentiate where the Georgiano plain drains. What's in the name of it to keep us on veins? Beyond the glitz on the glam that we feign. Everyone tries to differ. Are we not one and the same? Show me your brand, show me your make, show me your features, show me your traits, show me your trend, show me your claim, show me your statement, show me your style. What's in the name of it to keep us on plain? It's different notes from a same refrain. Everyone tries to differentiate where the Georgiano plain drains. What's in the name of it to keep us on vain? And beyond the glitz on the glam that we feign. Everyone tries to differ. Are we not one and the same? What's in the name? What's in the name? What's in the name? What's in the name? Show me your heart. What's in the name? Show me your mind. What's in the name? Show me your goal. What's in the name? Show me your soul. What's in the name? Show me your heart. What's in the name? Give me your mind. What's in the name? Give me your goal. What's in the name? Give me your soul. What's in the name? Show me your heart. What's in the name? Show me your mind. What's in the name? Show me your goal. Show me your soul. Show me your soul. Show me your soul. Are we not one and the same? Bringing out from nowhere. What's in the name? But to keep us all playing. Where the Georgiano plain chairs. Bringing out from nowhere. What's the name? Are we not one and the same?
Thank you. I'm really happy to be playing with Torsten and Corentin for the first time with Corentin. And I'm going to be singing a song called As I Am. I was told at dinner time that I was a difficult person to understand. Maybe that's true. and maybe we all are. Shall we scratch under the surface? If you see me smiling, will you take it for a frown? If you see me frowning, will you take me for a clown? If you see me clowning, will you sense that I am down? If you see me through it all, will you take me as I am? Take me as I am. If you see me bragging, will you comprehend my fears? If you see me doubting, will you hear my muffled cheers? If you see me laughing, will you wise up to my tears? If you see me through it all, will you take me as I am? As I am, as I am. Will you try to see through me? Try to see through me. If you see me whispering, will you equalize the noise? If you see me wavering, will you stand by me with poise? If you see me pestering, will you keep up with my ploys? If you see me through it all, will you take me as I am? As I am, as I will you try to see through me? Try, won't you try, Gordon? Try to take me as I I wanted to sing two songs that I'm going to flow into one. Two songs that are a little bit in opposition, and they talk about sometimes what I've experienced as a
a graceless church and a God that is full of grace that we can't comprehend, and sometimes the freedom that we are restricted in in a church context. I know that that's a bit of an extreme, but it exists and it shouldn't.
As the preacher drops the tone, you know it's time to listen up. Set your focus on the drone, shut out any unwelcome sound. Don't join in the chit and chatter, no objection may you utter. If there's something on your mind, hush, you gotta keep it down. You gotta keep it down. The state of orthodoxy keeps a tirade on me. I'll make sure my lips are sealed for now. Puppeteers pull on strings and limbs and move it up and down. Bending knees and joining palms, hands up and foreheads to the ground. Stay in motion, don't lose order. Stay in time with your pew neighbor. If there's something on your mind, you gotta keep it down. You gotta keep it down. You gotta keep it down. State of orthodoxy keeps a tirade on me. I'll make sure my lips are sealed. The state of orthodoxy keeps a tirade on me. I'll make sure my lips are sealed. Got a tight hold over me, over me, over me, over. State of orthodoxy keeps a tirade on me. Make sure my lips are sealed. State of orthodoxy keeps a tirade on me. Make sure my lips are sealed. Make sure my lips are sealed. Make sure my lips are sealed for now. Take, eat, drink from my hand. Once and for all, take,
eat, drink it all. Take, eat, drink from my hand. Once and for all, take, eat, drink it all. Take, eat, drink from my hand. Once and for all, take, eat, drink it all. As we gather round the altar, all my limbs start to shudder. The flesh that protects me is ripped and shattered around me, leaving me stripped to the bone. Take, eat, drink from my hand, stretched out and nailed. Once and for all, blood has dripped from my brow and clipped you once and for all. By the wounds that you dig open, through your scorn and rejection, the blood flowing in me pours and stains your body, leaving me humbled and shamed. Take, eat, drink from my hand, stretched out and nailed. Once and for all, blood has dripped from my brow and cleared you once and for all. Take, eat, drink from my hand, stretched out and nailed. Once and for all, blood has dripped from my brow and cleared you once and for all. How many times can a man be pinned to a tree? How many times can we pin ourselves to a tree? How many times can we pin our own to a tree once and for all? Once and for all. Take, eat, drink from my hand, stretched out and nailed. Once and for all, blood has dripped from my brow and cleared you once and for all. Take, eat, drink from my hand, stretched out and nailed. Once and for all, blood has dripped from my brow and cleared you once. I've cleared you once. Cleared you once and for all.
Hannah Featherstone, everybody. Hannah Featherstone. Great job. Well, I don't know how you follow an act like that. Well, actually, I do. The only way you can follow something like that is by hearing from Lane and from Ria. So let's give a warm round of applause to our wonderful Lane and Ria.
Okay. Yes, that happens. Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to say thanks to my friends, to our friends and family, that you are here, that you want to be with us. And it's really a pleasure that we can show you what Lane and me, and of course a lot of people with us, are doing for 37 years. Thank you that we can show that to you. And it's also a privilege for me that they gave me a place every the last evening to say something to you. Dus I do that now, and it's the last evening that we are here together. Dear friends, it was a full week. A lot of things happened. With you, with us, and with me. You had no rest. It was a loaded program. I hope you survived this evening, this seminar. You can see, and I told already, Lane and me, we survived all these years. Of course, we were much younger. And I also want to say that to our friends, and I say that already to you, that when we started in 81, Lane and me, we were 35, and now we are 72. Dus I can't say I'm old, I don't like, but I'm older. But I can tell you, this seminar always gave us a great energy. And thank you all for that. Artists, participants, speakers, staff, translators. And I want also you see that there are more people this evening, and it's also special for you. They are our guests, but also your guests. 12 September this year, we celebrate our marriage of 50 years. Some of you asked, tell you also that I also need to tell the story about our 50 years, what Lane did yesterday. But I think he did very well. So I'm not doing that. And it's also a very good habit at the end of Christian Artists to thank the staff. And I want to say all the names of the staff. But I can tell, really, we can tell you, and you also see, we can't do this, and we can't survive this seminar without them. Dus I want to start with the reception. Jacqueline Larivière, Vera Edman, Oliver Mejan. The program manager, Zega Bergsma. The translators, Yukiko Dolert, Elvira Palmentieri. And the special assistant, Susanna Torok. The TV recording, and also he did a lot of at the reception, Jorik Larivière. Coordinator, Hendrik Ritskes. Pastor, Judith Stevenson. And then of course, the sound crew. Jonathan van Klaveren. Wait a moment. Michiel Everwijn. Niels Frick. Samuel Jones. And Adrienne Dekker, want she's also here, I know. And I also want to say thanks to the staff of SPI. And then, tomorrow, the normal life is back again for all of you. Years ago, I said also at this place about our life. And then I said, it is a ministry, it is a misery, and it's a mystery. And I think that's the life for all of you. But yeah, I say it then, and I still believe that. And especially I want to say something to the young talents. And believe in what you are doing. Believe in yourself. And also believe in the people around you who love you. But I also want to say, when you are a special talent, and we saw this week, a lot of young people with special talents, please, when a lot of people are coming to you and say, maybe you need to do the difference, maybe do it this way, and special Christian people are very good in that. And I want to say to you, believe in yourself and believe in God. I know you with all your ups and downs. Dear friends, I love you, and have a good year, have a good life. Enjoy it and embrace it, everything what's coming in your life. Amen.
Yeah, sorry, I have to sit. It's very unusual for me to sit on stage. I always stand on stage, but as you know, I had an operation and I managed quite well. So thank you for your prayers. But it's the last night, and Christian art is always like a kind of marathon. And this has been as well a marathon night. So if you were here for the first time, to be really true, you got a lot of value for your money. And when you are here as our special guest, we really want to show you an incredible range of beauty. Because our God is a God of beauty. And we love to show you all those forms, all those beautiful expressions, because we believe this is vital for the kingdom of God. Beauty. God speaks through beauty. And we all wanted to give you that. For the new people tonight, this week had a theme, and that dealt with innovation in the arts. And as artists, we need to learn a lot, and we need to keep innovating. Otherwise, I'm not so sure where you are going to be with your art form in a few years from now. But we discovered as well that innovation in the arts goes simultaneously with innovation of the mind. And the Bible has for that a special word. It's called renewal of your mind, renewal. Every day has a special Bible verse in our program book. And the verse of tonight came from Colossians. And it's saying this: put on the new self, which is being renewed in the knowledge, in the image of its creator. Here, there is no longer Greek or Jew, circumcised or uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave or free, but Christ is all and is in all. It's speaking about a renewed knowledge. And that is what I pray for you, that all what you picked up this week, I'm speaking now to all the artists and participants and young talents, what you have been picking up will help you to renew, to refresh, to get closer to what true creativity means. That there is arising a new being in you, a godly being, full of beauty, full of hope, full of compassion. And I believe that is what our society, our world needs today. So may God bless you when you move on tomorrow, And hopefully we see you back next year. Amen. Amen.
Thanks, Lean. It's always so good to hear what you've got to say to us at the end of the night. Well, it's come to that time in the evening. We're coming to our last performance of the year. And there's only one way that we could go out with a bang tonight, and that is with Paul van der Ven and his friends. Now, returning to Christian artists after a short break, he's already contributed so much to our time this week. We've heard him playing saxophone tonight. He is not only just an insanely talented musician, he's also a really humble guy. He will help anybody out. He's the first one to say, you know what, I'll play that. I'll come and join you on stage. And because of that, he's asked me not to introduce him by his CV or by his accomplishments or anything like that. And he says, please just let the music speak for itself. So, without further ado, and closing our evening together and our seminar this year, let's welcome Paul van der Ven and his friends.
Paul van der Ven, and it's his only friend. But a good one. It has been well, there's more coming, but that's a surprise still. It has been another legendary CA. I was gone for a little while, but now I'm back. And that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm glad you're still here. I understand you're all a little bit tired, so we're gonna make a short but very powerful little jam session. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Such a great song to end this fantastic CA with. Don't you agree? Going up yonder, but I'm gonna need some help. Where's the choir? I like this. Just a quiet. I'm gonna need a drummer as well. The bass player. We all need each other, you know? Yeah. And the leader of the gang, Jezron.
If you wanna know where I am going, where I am going, I'm going to. So
our young talent, for our gospel geniuses, and that has been Christian Artists 2018. The bar is open, there's snacks, we're going to be partying in here, they'll be partying down there, and have a safe journey home. Good night and God bless.